Welcome to Stretch and Tone Pilates. Today we are going to not only think about lengthening and strengthening and toning up the body, but we are going to focus it on our backs today. So even though we're going to work the whole body, we are going to do a lot of focus on back strength. So please be aware of that. If you feel that your back is a little bit weak, especially the lower back, then make sure you've got a little cushion that you can use to sit on when we are sitting at the end of the mat. And otherwise, just work within your limitations. If you feel like your back is getting tired and needs a rest, then have a rest, okay? It's better to have a rest here and there than to just try and keep going for the whole 45 minutes and do every single part of the class, okay? So let's stand up nice and tall to start with, making sure those feet are flat on the floor, lifting right up out of your hips. I want you to take a deep breath in and bring those arms up above your head, lengthening them but keeping them relaxed at the same time. And breathing out, take it down. We're opening up that chest. Breathe in, fill the lungs right up, and breathe out through the mouth to completely empty them. And again, breathing in and deep breath out. And last one, breathing in and deep breath out. Good. As we bring the arms down, drop the chin to the chest. I want you to slowly roll down, just hanging. Arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. When you get as far down as you can, I want you to take a breath in through the nose, and then as you breathe out again through the mouth, you're going to roll yourself back up to the top, one vertebrae at a time, standing nice and tall. And deep breath out, chin to the chest, slowly take yourself down towards the floor. Take a breath in at the bottom, and breathe out, slowly coming back up to the top. Good. Take those arms out to the side. Now they're long but relaxed, shoulders down, little twist to the right. Deep breath out, take it round to the left. And again around to the right. Try and keep your hips facing forward. And around to the left. So we're loosening up through the spine and the waistline. Let's come back to the center. Keeping the arms out to the side, let's take those feet out wide. Coming over now, belly button gently drawing back and lifting up. And we're coming over. And lifting up. Make sure that belly button is gently drawing back. You can breathe, remember? That's important. And over to the other side. Good, and back to the top. Arms are still out to the side, shoulders down. Bring those feet back into about hip distance. And we're going to bring the arms up above the head as we rise up. And then as we come down, we'll lower the arms. And we'll breathe in and rise up. And breathe out. It can be a little easier to do this without the arm movements, so if you feel like you're really wobbling around everywhere and you need to hold on to something, then you can do. Just leave the arm movements out. And again. And down. Let's do two more. And down. And last one. And down. Good, okay. So we're going to do a little bit of hinging. I want you to keep your feet about hip distance apart. Just put a small bend in those knees. It doesn't need to be too much. Just make sure that they're not dropping in towards each other. Okay, keep the ankles lifted. Take the arms up above the head. Now I want you to try and keep your arms by your ears. As you come forward, your back is flat, your chest is open, your arms are by your ears. Now if your arms are starting to drop, and you can tell because they're right beside you and you can see them, if they're starting to drop, I want you to stop and try and draw them back again. Okay, and then just hold that position. If you can go a little further, then you can, but you've got to make sure those arms are by your ears. We're all going to hold and take a deep breath in and breathe out. Relax upside down.
Hold it there as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out this time, I want you to take your arms out by your ears, so they're going to come away from the floor. You're going to slowly turn your body so that you're facing your chest to the floor. So if you're not sure what I'm saying, make sure you're looking. Chin is tucked back, your arms are by your ears, and you're going to try and come up with a nice flat back. Okay, just double check those shoulders are down. Let's go again. Deep breath out, coming forward as far as you can without the arms dropping. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out, relax. Now I've actually bent my knees just that little bit more when I come down, that's okay. And then as I breathe out again, I'm going to bring those arms back out, nice and long by my ears. Start to open the chest, pulling my chest away from my legs. As I come up, I start to straighten those knees just a little bit and come up with a flat back. Shall we do that again? Yes, we shall. All right, deep breath out. So we are lengthening the spine. Deep breath out. Stretching out that back. Deep breath out, arms back to the ears, lengthen out, open the chest up. Keep those arms by your ears all the way to the top and relax. Good, if you're feeling a little bit dizzy, just make sure you are balanced before you move again. And then we're going to do a little bit more with the legs. So I'm going to get you to take your feet so that they're about hip distance apart, okay? They don't need to be too far. Let's lengthen those arms out at about 45 degrees. Slowly down just as far as you can, and then standing tall. Now, while we're doing the squats, we need to make sure that number one, we're not just lifting the bum, okay? We need to bend those knees. Number two, we want those shoulders relaxed, so don't roll them forward, don't lift them to the ears. And number three, we stand up nice and tall, opening up those hips each time. And of course, number four, making sure those knees travel over the toes. Keep your ankles lifted. Let's hold. Chin tucks, arms up by the ears and all the way down to the legs. Breathe in, arms up by the ears, and breathe out all the way down. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Let's stand tall. Good, give those legs a shake if you need to. So we are working on that upper body posture whenever we move those arms, and when we come into our squat position, we work through those lower back muscles as well, okay? So we are already working on our back. Let's turn the feet out. I want you to try and keep your back upright this time. And as you come down, the knees pull back over the toes. So before we go any further, make sure you can feel the outside of your foot on the floor, that your knees are not rolling forward with your ankles. And then come up. And remember, you don't need to go deep at all with these, okay? Good. Pull those knees back. Use those inner thighs. That's what this squat is working on, your inner thighs. So we do need to make sure we pull those knees back and activate them. Shall we hold the next one? Yes, we shall. Come down and hold, trying to keep your back as upright as you can. If you feel like you're tilting forward, just straighten up the legs a little bit, and then you might be able to stand up a little better. All right, bringing those hands out and to the ears. Elbows are out by your side. I want you to squeeze your waistline so the rest of the body doesn't move. And come up. Over to the other side. And come up. Belly button gently drawing back. And up. And again. And up. And over. And up. And last one over. Good. Lengthen out the arms, take them down
and lengthen the legs. Good, bring those legs in and give them a good shake. All right, well done. Okay, so we're gonna head on down onto the floor. If you need a drink of water, grab yourself one now. I don't have one, so I might have to talk less. When you've had your drink, come and stand at the end of the mat. Remember, if you need to adjust where your screen is sitting on the floor, do that now so that you can make sure that you can see me when you get down to the floor. And I find that if you have your mat in this direction and the camera or the screen that you're watching there, okay, that's the best position to be able to see me in while you're doing your exercises. So having it at the head of the mat is going to make it really hard. You're going to have to keep on lifting your head, and when you're upside down, I'm going to be behind you. So at least if it's on the side, all it is a case of turning your head, whether you're on your tummy or on your back, okay? So that's the best place for it, which is where I have my cameras, and that is why I have my cameras there. All right, standing up nice and tall at the end of your mat, drink time is over. Lifting right up, belly button gently drawing back. Let's roll ourselves down, keeping the arms relaxed and the legs long. Take a breath in, bend your knees so that you can reach the floor. And now we're gonna walk forward. Now as you walk forward, I want you to try and keep your hips lifted. And if you feel you need to bring your knees down, then do that, knees to the floor. And then take another step forward. And if you want to stay on your wrists, you can do. Okay, so you have a plank here where you are on your wrists, which are underneath the shoulder line. Okay, and your tailbone is tucked under. That means your back is not sagging like this. We tuck it and at the same time draw the belly button back. So you can hold a plank here. It's a little bit harder if you're up here, okay? Pushing back through the heels. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. So remember, you can make it easier, especially if you have any back issues, then come down here. For anyone, it might be irritating the wrists to be up in that position. Coming down on your elbows is a little bit harder on the lower back and the tummy, so you do need to make sure you're connected. And the hardest plank you can do is this one, elbows and feet, okay? So we only do that one if we are 100% sure that it is not going to hurt the back. We do want to feel this working in the upper body. At the same time, we can feel it working in the lower back. We're still breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And of course, if you need to stop, you can lower your hips and squeeze back. Or you can pull back into child's pose. It's up to you. If you want to stay in a plank, you can stay there for a little bit longer. So when I say your plank, it needs to be a plank where you can feel the tummy muscles gently working. You can feel the upper body working as well, but your back has absolutely no pain whatsoever in it, okay? That is your plank. All right, let's go for another 10 seconds. And then we will stretch it out. 5 seconds left. Good, okay, so we're gonna stretch back into child's pose. So sit back as far as you can, lengthen those arms right out, drop the head down. Good, okay, coming down onto your tummy now. Hands underneath the forehead, chin tucked. Okay, we're going to start with the upper body, so I want you to relax those legs, relax your feet. You're going to breathe out like you're blowing up a balloon, and you're going to lift the chest away from the floor. As you do that, the arms will lift too. Hands are still glued to the forehead, and then you'll lower back down. Breathe out and in and out and in. If it's hurting your neck and shoulders, leave your arms on the floor. Just lift the chest. You still want to keep that chin tucked because we're lengthening the spine. So the back of the neck needs to be lengthened here. Lifting the chin is going to shorten the neck. Let's do a couple more. Deep breath out and in. Deep breath out and in. Good, I want you to relax your chest, let it sink into the floor. Keep the forehead on your hands. As you breathe out, this time you're going to lengthen one leg, make it long, trying to reach the wall behind you. If you're not sure, have a look, but you can see that my hip is still on the floor. It's not lifted, just the leg is lifted. And breathe in and lower. Breathe out, other leg. Breathe in and lower. So you shouldn't be rocking from side to side as we alternate legs. You should be steady. So hips anchored down. Imagine someone sitting on your lower back or a sandbag on your lower back holding you down there. I'm going to make it a little harder now. You don't have to go to the next level, but if you want to, you do both legs at the same time. You'll notice the weight is different here. So it will be working the lower back a little bit harder. That means your butt will start to activate too. So you should feel the bottom getting a little bit tighter, perhaps even the tops of the legs. The trick here is to isolate muscle groups. So we don't want to use the calves and we don't want to use the feet. Deep breath out. And in. And last one. Of course, if you're still doing one leg at a time, make sure you have done it evenly. And relax. Just loosen up the hips along the floor. Just give it a shake. Wobble around. And then we're going to add both ends together. So, breathing out through the mouth, you lift the chest and the legs. And breathing in, you gently lower. If you find that this is hurting your lower back, I want you to go back to doing one leg at a time. And if you find it's hurting the neck and shoulder area, you leave your arms on the floor. You may find that if you do have some serious injury going on in your back, anywhere, you may have to do one leg at a time and no arms together. But make sure you breathe, deep breath out. And in, deep breath out, and in. And if you're doing one leg at a time, make sure you're even. Everyone else, this is the last one. And lower. Good. Loosen up those legs again. Let's slip the elbows underneath the shoulders now. Squeeze that lower back. Good. Okay. So we're going to lower ourselves down. I'm going to slip my hands back so that you can see the fingertips are in line with the top of the shoulders. So if you have a look where your hands are, they look like they're just behind your shoulders, okay? So we have our hands here. We tuck the chin right back down to the chest. I'm going to draw that belly button back towards the spine and I'm going to breathe out like I'm pushing myself away from the floor with my breath. Up onto my knees, lifting the bum. Now you can see I've lifted my bum a little bit. I've not left it right down here. So just make sure you've lifted yours as well. I see it quite often where I get people and they still have their hips down there. So if your hips feel heavy, if you're dragging through your shoulders or your lower back is hurting, you haven't come high enough. Okay? Then you're going to bring your knees in. So the knees are now underneath the hips. Wrists are still in the same spot, so they should be underneath your shoulders. All right, I'm going to take my hand out a little bit wider, one hand at a time, out to the width of my mat. Now, if your wrists are sore here, you can come up onto fists, remember that. Don't push your thumbs into the floor though. Make sure you have strong, straight wrists. All right, have a look straight down between the hands. That's the center. You're going to try and tap your nose to the floor. So we're going to breathe out. Breathe in quickly and breathe out to push up. Elbows point out to the side as we do this. Let's go again. Deep breath out. In and out. Pushing up. And again, deep breath out, in, out, and push up. Now, if you find it's hurting any shoulder injury or your neck, don't go all the way. Just come halfway. You do not have to get your nose on the floor, okay? Work within your limitations, but you're still going to breathe the same. Deep breath out, in and out, and out, in and out. Good, one more. Out, in and out. Good, let's give those wrists a little shake. So even though you may not have felt a lot going on through the lower back and the tummy, which hopefully you didn't, you will have felt the upper body working. So we're working on the whole back there, but a lot of the work was going into that upper back region as well as the shoulders, okay? And that you should have felt. Okay, let's take those hands back into position. I'm going to step my knees back, make sure those hips aren't dropping. Draw the belly button back to the spine and one long breath out. Lower myself to the floor. Don't take too long coming down because you might be leading with your hips, in which case you'll be arching your back. So once we're down on our tummies, we're going to lengthen those arms up above the head. Tuck your chin to your chest and rest your forehead onto the mat so that your neck is relaxed. We're going to take the opposite arm and leg and we're going to extend them out. And then from there, we're going to take the right arm and left leg out into a diagonal position and then back out in line with the body. And again, out on a diagonal and back in line with the body. And again, out and in line with the body. And now we lower down. So again, we breathe out and we take the leg out and back in and out and back in and 3 and back in and lower down. So hopefully if you weren't sure of the movement that you were watching. Deep breath out. Let's go again. Right arm, left leg. The hips are anchored on the floor. You can feel the hips moving along the floor. You may even be able to feel the top of the leg moving along the floor. Deep breath out and out, in, out, in, out, in and lower down. Let's go again and out, in and out, in. So the whole time your forehead is resting on the mat. We don't want to use the neck. So if the shoulders aren't overly strong, you might find that it's harder to lift your arm without lifting your head. In which case you're going to make it a very low movement with the arm, which is fine. We don't want it too high anyway. And again, lengthen, and 1 and 2 and 3 and down. Let's do this once more on each side. 1 and 2 and 3 and down. Change sides. 1 and 2 and 3 and down. Good. We're going to slip those elbows underneath the shoulders again. We're going to squeeze back again. Open up that chest. And then we're going to come down and pop the hands back under the forehead, and we're going to go back to those legs. So it is going to be lower back again. All right, I want you to breathe out and lengthen your right leg and pulse it up and down just 3 or 4 times, and then lower. Then we do the left leg, pulse it up and down and lower. Let's do that again, right. So while we're pulsing that leg up and down, the hip is anchored into the floor. You can still feel the top of the leg on the floor as well. And if you've seen what I'm doing, you'll see that it's quite a low movement. Now you can stay with this, especially if you have any lower back issues. I would recommend staying with this one leg at a time. For those that want to go a little harder, you lengthen and you pulse both legs, but it's alternating legs like you're swimming. And lower down. Deep breath out and in. Deep breath out. The trick here again is to isolate muscle groups and to not use the upper body when you lift the legs. So really use that breath to help you with that. That breath out really helps to isolate and separate muscle groups. If you're doing one leg at a time still, I want you to make sure you're even on both sides and everyone else can finish the one they're on. Then we're going to slip those hands back underneath the forehead, underneath the elbows like before. Shoulders, underneath the shoulders even. All right, hands are underneath the shoulders, chin is tucked, belly button back, and you're going to deep breath out like you're pushing yourself or blowing yourself away from the floor. And up into that mini plank position again. Once more, make sure that you haven't left your hips hanging. You will know because your back will be starting to ache. It'll feel really heavy in the hips and really heavy and draggy through the shoulders as well. Okay, let's bring those knees back in one step so they are underneath the hips. And once more, if you want to come up onto your fists, you can do. All right, we're all squared up. Now I don't want you to use your upper body at all. I want it to be nice, well you are using it, but I want it to be nice and still, okay? So no twisting that upper body, no sinking into your shoulders, strong arms. Lengthen out that right leg nice and long, out behind you. Now your hips are facing the floor, that means they're not twisted, all right? They should be facing the floor, just like your head. And you're going to tap your foot down to the floor, keeping that leg long, and we're gonna push it up to the ceiling and tap, up and tap. Now don't go too high, because if you go too high, you'll start to drop through your hips and your back. Let's go. Let's slide it in underneath us and lengthen out the other leg now. Hips facing the floor, shoulders back, and push. 1, 2, and slide it in. Let's do that again. Right leg, lengthen out, keep it really long and push up. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and slide it in. Other leg and up. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and bring it in. Good, give those wrists another shake. Well done. So we've done a lot of back work lying on our tummies. Let's do a little bit of back work now, but lying on our back. So turn yourself around. Roll yourself down onto the floor so you're lying on your back. And make sure your knees are bent. First one we're going to do is a bridge. Now this is one of the best exercises you can do, even if it's just something you want to do every day. Okay, especially if you haven't been moving around or if you've been moving around a lot. Arms nice and long by your side. Knees pointed to the ceiling, feet flat on the floor. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs, and breathe out, pelvic tilt. Lift the hips up into a bridge. Breathe in when you get to the top and breathe out, roll it back down. And again, deep breath out, roll it up, feel one vertebrae at a time, lifting away from the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to paste each vertebrae back down onto the floor. See if you can feel your lower back roll onto the floor as well. And rolling up, breathe in. And breathe out, rolling down. And again, breathing out, rolling up. Breathing in and breathing out, rolling down. Now you might have felt that the glutes, your bottom, is starting to tighten up as you do that as well. So that just proves to you that your butt and lower back do need to work together. Now we're going to take our legs into tabletop position. You can just take your right leg up if your lower back is really sore. If you come up with both legs, it's going to be a lot harder, okay? So single leg if you need to. We are just going to move the right leg to start with. So deep breath out, lengthen that leg away, push through your heel and bring it in.
and again, and bring it in, and bring it in, and again, in, and last one. Bring it in, keep that right leg in position. Support your neck with your right hand. Take your left arm up above your head, like so. And we're going to lengthen the leg away as we curl up, reaching past that leg. So I'm on the outside of that right leg with my hand, and then I'll bring it back behind you. And over, and back. And back. Once more. Good, let's take both arms down by our side. I still have that right leg in tabletop. I'm still just using the right leg. Let's extend it out again. 1 and 2 and 3. Keep that belly button sinking down. That's the importance of breathing out as you push away. Good, support the neck with the right hand, left arm back and up and over, stretch it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now you can feel this leg working, and 5, good. Let's lower that leg to the floor, or both of them if you had them both up. So you can feel that working along the leg, okay? Helping to strengthen the knee as well as the hip. And we were using our back and tummy muscles as well. Okay, to the left leg. So if you're in tabletop with both legs before, off you go again. Let's do the left leg. Extend it out. 1 and back to tabletop, and 2 and back to tabletop, and 3 and in. Deep breath out and in. Last one. And hold. Support the neck with the left hand, take the right arm back. We're coming up and over as we extend. 1 and back, and 2 and back. Last one. Good, bring both arms down by your side. Let's go again. Extend. 1. One more like that. I know that leg's getting tired, but that's okay. You're gonna keep breathing. Support the neck. Right arm back and up and over. 1 and 2. Deep breath out. 3 and 4. Last one, and 5. Good, and lower down. All right, let's bring those knees into the chest, draw them in. Good, we're gonna take both legs up to tabletop now, okay? So if you do have any lower back issues, you're gonna stop here with your knees over your chest. Otherwise, I want you to try and get your knees over your hips. We're going to then cross the right leg over the top like so. So they're supporting each other. That means the knees are being squeezed towards each other as well. Arms down by your side, this time palms face the floor. And as you breathe out, I want you to try and pull that belly button into the floor and lift the bum away from the floor. And again. 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. Okay, let's change those legs over the other way. And we're going to go 5 more. Last one. Good, and knees in. Good work. Okay, we're going to take those legs up to tabletop now. And this time I want you to listen carefully. Turn the palms of your hands to face each other and slip them between your knees.
You want to have the back of your hands sitting on the inside of your knee, okay? So again, back issues, bend your knees in a little bit more. You're going to use your arms and gently push those legs out into a V position like so. Have a look what I'm doing. The feet have come out as well. That's important. Don't twist the knees, okay? Then we draw the belly button down and we squeeze those legs back in. So we want to keep the arms strong the whole time so that there is a force between the arms and the legs. A gentle one. Deep breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And in. Deep breath out. And in. And out. And in. Again, out. And in. And in. And we'll do 2 more out. So we're helping to lift that pelvic floor here, working into the hips, which need to be strong as well to help support your back, while your back helps support them. So they work together. Bring your knees into your chest. Okay, we're going to go back to those reverse curls that we did before. That's where we lifted our bum off the floor. So arms back down by your side, legs into tabletop, cross that right leg over the top, squeeze those knees together, and deep breath out. One more. Good, cross those legs the other way and let's go again. Last one. Good, and knees in. Okay, the last exercise we're going to do before we stretch is to hug that left knee in towards your chest and stretch out the right leg, okay? It doesn't need to be too low. Belly button sinks down, and for those that want to keep working those tummy muscles, you can bring your chin into your chest as long as it's not hurting your neck, okay? And we'll change legs, pull the other leg in, and change legs, pull it in. Now you want to keep your butt on the floor when you're doing this, and you'll know because you'll be able to feel that big pad right there, that lower back area, that solid bone. You can feel that flat on the floor. Both knees, head to the floor if it was lifted. Pop your hands behind your knees now, and we're going to roll up and sit up. Of course, if your lower back is sore, roll onto your side and sit yourself up that way. Otherwise, up we come. And try and balance if you can at the top. If the back and hips are tired and sore, you can take your feet to the floor, okay? But try to find a center balance point still, so you don't have all your weight down in your feet. Breathing in through the nose, start to release your grip if you can. All the way out if you can. Breathing in through the nose. Breathe out, shoulders down. Elbows relaxed, hands relaxed. And lower the feet down. Okay, so if you need a cushion under your bum when we're sitting here, you can use it so that you're not in this sort of arched position here. You want to be able to push up, and that's using the lower back muscles. At the same time, the tummy draws back to help your lower back. All right, so if you're sitting on a cushion, you'll feel like you're sitting forward a little bit, so make sure the cushion is sort of behind you, you're sitting in front of it. Arms out in front of you. We're going to breathe out. Hold, drop the chin to the chest, feel the stretch in the back of the legs, and then breathe out again and sit up. Shoulders are down, chest is open, belly button back. Let's go again, deep breath out, breathe in and hold, breathe out, sit up. And again, deep breath out, breathe in and hold, and breathe out and sit up. So it doesn't matter how little the steps are, I want you to try and see if you can push yourself from your lower back, push yourself forward further and further each time. So even if it means you go from here to here to here, that's okay, it's still progress, okay? It is up to the flexibility you've got in your pelvis at the end of the day and your back of your legs. And again, breathe in and hold, breathe out, come up. And again. And last one. Hold. Make sure you're getting that stretch in the back of the legs because we need to stretch them out. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees pointed out to the ceiling. Take a breath in and breathe out. Gently pushing those knees towards the floor. You don't have to get your knees all the way down to the floor, but you do need to feel like that is the direction you are trying to get them. And when we release, you come up gently and stretch the legs out and give them a shake. Good, okay, let's take the right leg across the body, pull it back, sit up tall, hug. Make sure you're pulling that knee in towards your chest, so you're already starting to get a bit of a stretch through here. Use your hand, lift and turn. So we are squeezing into those lower back muscles. We're twisting the spine in a position it's meant to be able to twist. So unless you've had them fused together, you should be able to turn. Deep breath in and slowly release. Changing legs. Sit up tall, pull it in and deep breath out, turning around. Take another breath in. Lift up and breathe out. Allow those muscles to stretch. Good, and slowly back around. Give those legs a really good shake now. Okay, we're gonna come up onto our knees. So swing those legs around, come on up. Use a wall, chair, table if you need to balance, but get that right foot forward. Make sure your ankle is underneath your knee and then tilt the pelvis. Hold it there, pulling up tall, opening up this hip here, stretching the front of the leg. Good, carefully release. Let's change legs. And again, make sure you're squared up and tuck. Hold, 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 hold. Good, and release. Okay, so we're going to come down into our crouch position. Of course, it's as low as you can go. We're going to make sure our feet are about hip distance apart before we even start, and then we're going to come down, drop the chin down. You're going to push the bum up, but we are not going to come up straight away, so make sure that you stay upside down. All right, chin onto the chest, push your bum up to the ceiling, so you should now be hanging upside down with your feet completely flat on the floor. Let your arms relax, let your shoulders relax, and your neck. So you look towards your belly button, your knees are bent still. Again, your feet are flat on the floor, arms are hanging. I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose. As you breathe out, I want you to feel your back relax, the arms get heavier. Make sure you can get your hands down onto the floor, whether you're on your fists or flat hands, it's up to you. Bend your knees a little. And you're going to take your right leg a step to the side. So you're making now a V position with your legs. Transfer your weight so that you are centered. And again, your feet are flat on the floor. Your knees are bent. Your chin is on your chest and your arms, you can relax them again. Good, take a breath in
This time as you breathe out, see if you can sink a little lower here. So we're relaxing and lengthening the back here. We're also relaxing and lengthening through the shoulder muscles as well. Now we're going to roll up, so we might bring our feet back in together again. So fists or hands flat on the floor, bend your knees, slide that right foot back in again, carefully. And then slowly roll yourself until you are standing up nice and tall. And if you start to feel dizzy, look forward, keep moving slowly. Make sure you are balanced before you move again. Bring your arms forward, open out, squeeze back gently and release. Squeeze back gently and release. This time with the arms in front of the shoulders, roll the shoulders forward so you're trying to stretch that upper back like you're reaching for something. And then roll the shoulders back and drop them down. Once more, roll the shoulders forward and reach. And roll the shoulders back and down. Good. Open out that chest again. Squeeze and release. Take your arms down. Right arm up and over. Just feel that stretch in the side of the body and coming up. And the other side, over we go. And up. Good job. All right, take a deep breath in. Breathe out, hands to the ears. Breathe in, lift your shoulders. And breathe out, relax them down. Breathe in, gently take the elbows back. And deep breath out. Once more. Remember, this is a gentle movement. We're not stretching and making ourselves really feel it. It's just all gentle and it's all with the breath. Deep breath out. Well done. Good work, everyone. That is it. You're finished. Well done.